Will we get bored in heaven? What will heaven and eternity be like? Join me today and I'll let you know here on Faith Unchained. Hello, Unchained family. This is Faith Unchained, teaching you to break the chains that bind you. Now, if you're new to the channel, then I want to take this time to welcome each and every one of you and thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new and this is your very first time visiting our page and you haven't subscribed yet, then please, I ask you to help us to continue to grow by hitting that subscribe button and clicking on the notification bell so you get weekly alerts to see videos like this one. And guys, if you haven't already seen last week's video, what heaven is like, then the link to that video will be down below in the description for you to go and check out. So please go and do that. And let me know your thoughts down in the comments below if you think that heaven is just going to be a boring place where all we do is just sit around and do nothing but worship God 24/7. Many Christians are longing and awaiting for their next life in heaven. It seems as if they are willing to throw away all that they've ever known in this life here on earth. And on the other hand, many people see heaven as this super boring place because in their minds, we're going to do nothing but just sit around God's throne and sing 24/7 and do nothing but worship Him for all eternity. And it's because of that that many people long for their lives here on earth more than they do the one in heaven. And unfortunately, there's a whole plethora of information about hell. And there is very little information about heaven and our experience there, which is why people think this way. Now, as a little kid, I can remember our youth Bible study classes. I recall one night in particular. So our teacher, Miss Wade, she divided our classroom into two different parts. So one was heaven, and the other side was hell. So the heaven side was decorated in all white. Everything was white. So you had white cake, white tables, white Bibles, and for the most part, that side of the room was pretty boring. And then the other side, of course, hell. And that's where all the fun was at. So you had all of your video games, you had all of your junk food, you had all of your music over there, you had all of the good stuff over there. Now, knowing what heaven and hell is all about, you would think that everybody would choose to go to heaven. But you'd be mistaken, because everybody chose to go to hell because, quite frankly, that's just where all the fun was. So all this talk about heaven and our experience in heaven, it reminds me about a very popular song. And I'm sure you who are watching this video, you might have heard it. It's called Heaven by Kane. And in his chorus, he starts off by saying everybody's talking about heaven like they just can't wait to go. And he continues on saying how it's going to be so good, so beautiful. And he goes on with some other words that I can't say because this is a Christian YouTube channel, and I'm going to skip ahead to the end of the chorus. So he closes with, I don't know how heaven could be better than this. So I can see that, people, because they lack knowledge and understanding about heaven, they cling to this life and they cling to what it is that they know. They cling to the good things that this life has. So they cling to family, they cling to friends, they cling to husbands and wives, they cling to children, they cling to the pleasures that this life has to offer. But one thing that you must not forget is that yes, those things are good, but also in this life, it is sinful, it is imperfect, it's flawed. So yes, this life does have good things in it, but when we're talking about heaven, we're talking about a place of nothing but perfection. Everything is perfect there. So because we lack the knowledge and the understanding of that, I mean, even John, he described his experience there in heaven, but his words, they don't do enough justice to describe the perfection and the beauty and the experience that we'll have up there in heaven. So we cling to what it is that we know here because we don't understand the things of heaven. And we won't fully understand it until we actually are there ourselves. Now another Unchained moment! So guys, these are moments where I share my experience with whatever topic we might be going over. I share what it is that I've learned in hopes of you not only hearing it, but taking it and applying it to your lives in hopes that you don't get led astray. So to help you out, here is a list of some of the things that we'll be able to do in heaven. Number 1, and yes, you guessed it, we shall sing and worship around God's throne. So one important thing that I do want to mention, Jesus said in Matthew 4:10, you shall worship God, and him only shall you serve. So it doesn't say praise and serve. Why is that important? Well, when we're talking about praise, praise is a verb that is describing singing. And when we're talking about worship, worship is something that comes directly from the heart and can manifest itself as praise. Serving God is worship, and Scripture is very clear about one thing. We will serve God in heaven. Number 2, we will enjoy God's beautiful creation. Number 3, we will continue to learn. Number 4, we are going to fellowship with Christ and other believers. So one thing that I do want to mention about this, there is no shame, there's no guilt, and there's no need to hide. Talking about secrets, there's no need for them anymore because it's completely perfect up there. There aren't going to be any secrets. There's no more sin. So about that, there is not just going to be interaction with these people, with Christ and all these other fellow believers, but guess what? You're going to be learning from Christ and all of these other fellow believers because there's going to be a great multitude present in heaven. What do I mean by great multitude? Well, think about it, man. So throughout the course of time, throughout all of eternity, there have been all of these different people from different races, from different colors, nationalities, creeds, different languages. There's all kinds of history. There's all kinds of knowledge to be attained from all of these people. So much so that it's going to last for all eternity. Number 5, we will serve God. And to add on to that, there will also be different levels of responsibility. Number 6, we will eat and celebrate. But it's important to note that the food itself is no longer needed. And number 7, we will rest from our works. To compound on top of that, we're talking about the rest and repose of Christ. We're talking about our eternal rest in heaven. So guys, contrary to popular belief, we will never be bored in heaven. We will be learning, we'll be worshiping and fellowshipping with not just Christ, but other fellow believers, getting to know them. We are going to be able to ask any question we want. Not only that, we'll be able to eat, rest, celebrate, and enjoy God's beautiful creation. And these are just some of the things that we know of. So, rest assured, knowing that this earth is not our home, and we are just simply passing through. Know that God has something very beautiful made for you and I to enjoy throughout all of eternity. So whatever it is that we'll be doing in heaven, you can be sure that it will be beyond your imaginations. Guys, that's it for today's video, but before we close, I want to know your thoughts down below. What do you think we'll be able to do in heaven? What are some of the crazy, awesome things that you think we'll be able to do when we get to heaven? Let your imaginations run wild, and let me know down in the comments below. Please leave any other questions, comments, or suggestions about today's video or any future video that you might have, and I'll do my best to get back to each and every one of you. And here at Faith Unchained, we teach you how to get spiritually fit, but if you're looking to get physically fit, then you don't have to look any further, because here at the Nashville Dojo on 13260 Lebanon Road in good old Mount Juliet, Tennessee, we make fun and effective workouts that are tailor-made just for you. It doesn't matter who you are. So whether it's one-on-one, group, or a boot camp, TriFit is right for you. Okay? TriFit is the right fit for you. So please come on in. And if you want to learn more about how to get a free week of personal training with me, then I want you to click the link down below in the description to fill out that form so I can get in contact with you to get you started today. And guys, I ask that you show support to our other YouTube channel, TriFit Bootcamp. I want you to subscribe. And if you want to get more nutrition, exercise, or workout advice, please, I ask that you go click on that link to show support to our channel. And really quick reminder, if you haven't seen last week's video, then please go and click on the link down below. What is heaven like? Guys, if you like what you saw, I want you to share this content, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you get to see videos like this one in the future. Guys, thank you for watching. This is Faith Unchained, teaching you to break the chains that bind you.